Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liaoming. Homage to Master Sakya Zengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubden Darshi. Homage to the three jewels, to the deities and of the three jewels at the Taiwan Lichang Temple. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the Yamantaka Heruka. Semu Tanzan Gatso Tutan City. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon. How do you do? According to the custom,
Hola amigo, que quiero mucho. Sugoi, Ichiba, Kimochi, Chumi, Happy, Pudding Pudding, Konnichiwa.
Now I would like to introduce our VIPs today. From the Nantou County government, the Mayor Lin, and the former ambassador to Sweden and Norway, Ambassador Daniel Liao's wife, Dharma Sister Judy. The Kaohsiung City Council, Mr. Huang, the KMT Party Nantou County Party Committee, the Special Assistant, the County Mayor, Mr. Lin, and the former Chief Secretary to Taiwan, Mr. Zheng. And the tributary school scholar groups and medical groups. And law advisors to Tribhuda Foundation. And the president of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society and the producer of the Living Buddha Lianzeng's exposition on the Vajra Sutra, the producer Master Lian Yu, the host Dharma Sister Pei Jun, and the host for Lam Day, Master Lian He and Master Lian Jia. And the director of the Lotus Light Charity Society of Taiwan, Dharma Brother Wu. and the general manager of the Jingyi Enterprise, Miss Zhang, and the wood sculptor, Dharma Brother Jian,
my university same classmate 朱金水先生及夫人
Mr. and Mrs. Su Jingsui,
my sister 卢胜梅女士 中国师汉
China
教总会
Taoist Association,
连道长等11位
the Taoist Master Chen, and his retinue of 11 people.
马来西亚拿督雷洪义先生
And the Datuk from Malaysia, Mr. Lei Fung Yi.
新大
From
连有限
Cambodia,
公司
the new
永华集团子公司负责人
Dian Limited,
陈建文先生
from the Li Yongfa Group, Mr. Chen,
感谢打斋的单位
and thank you for those donating for meals.
10万元
Sizeng chapter for 100,000 NT
张维
dollars.
平合家打
The
斋
family
10
of
万元
Zhang Weiling, 100,000 NT dollars.
莲花忠诚师兄
And Dhamma brother
打
Lianhua
斋
Zhongcheng,
10万元
also 100,000 NT dollars.
谢谢。先跟大家讲 ，Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year。
Would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Today we practice the Yamantaka Dharma Homa fire offering ceremony.
如果你们有记忆的话，
If
第一次
you remember,
传
the
大
first
威德
time I
金刚
transmitted the Yamantaka Dharma was at the Seattle Lechang Temple.
传
That
大
was the
威德
first
金
time
刚法。
we transmitted the
那一天的
Yamantaka
天气
Dharma.
是什么样？
And you know how the weather was then?
下雪，
It was snowing
下大雨，
and heavy rain and
把
windstorm
整个帐篷全部给它吹起来。
to blew away the tent, the whole tent.
今天我们做大威德
And
金
today
刚法，
we were performing the Yamantaka
照样
Dharma,
的，
and all the same,
你看帐篷在吹，
look at the tent outside. It's blown away.
大风，大
And with a strong wind and heavy
冰
rain,
冷的天气。
and it's a very cold day.
because
Because
super wind 就是大威德金刚。
because the super wind is Yamantaka.
每一次做
Every
大威德金
time
刚的护摩，
we perform Yamantaka Homa, it's always this kind of weather.
这是要显示大威德金刚的威力。
So this is to show the mighty power of Yamantaka Heruka.
看到下雨，
Seeing the rain
这台语有一首歌
made me think of a song, Taiwanese song that's related to rain.
我试着唱看看。
Let me try to sing it.
看月秋，难得小雨，看月秋，地脚步，看月秋，行咱的路，看月秋，不惊艰苦。
Holding your hand in the light drizzle, holding your hand, we take a stroll, holding your hand, we are rained on, and by holding your hand, we are not afraid of any hardship. Although along the way there's rain and wind, but I'm still willing to bear all the hardship, to be together with you till our hairs are silvery.
乱唱的。有风有雨，我也要牵大家的手。
To walk your path. So even with wind and rain, let's walk together. We want to walk together, even in wind and rain. Ikimasho. Let's go.
我们要走到马哈双林。
We want to walk toward or to arrive at the Mahatwin Lotus Ponds.
师尊牵大家的手。
Grandmaster is holding all of your hands and to go together to the Mahatwin Lotus Ponds.
你们今天啊，
So today
大威德金刚法，
you're practicing the Yamantaka Great Dharma, and by receiving Yamantaka empowerment,
非常殊胜的
there are three
一言。
extremely
第
supreme
一呀，
affinity or causes and conditions. The first
接
one,
受大威德金刚法，
by receiving the
有大威
Yamantaka
德金
Dharma,
刚的人，
and those who practice Yamantaka Dharma,
意外死亡。 啊，我这次回台湾，当然，我绝对是不敢开车。
they will not die from accidents. Coming back to Taiwan, I don't dare to drive all those motorcycles and motorbikes just like the bees.
嗡嗡嗡
Mm,
嗡
mm, mm.
大家一起来走歌，来从头，去从头，我共心为荣。
bus, bus. Come on, come everyone, let's work together. We come in a rush, like we live in a rush. If you don't work in the spring, how can you live through the winter? So, bus, 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 please don't be lazy. So the motorbikes in Taiwan are just like the bees. They're quite scary. And there are pedestrians, people on the bicycles, motorcycles, and then cars. And it's only 1 month since we're back, and we've encountered accidents personally with our own eyes. And it shocked me and scared me. In America, I drive myself, but not in Taiwan. I don't dare. I don't have the courage to drive in Taiwan. But by practicing Yamantaka Dharma, then you will never die from accidents. Like today, it's very cold and it's getting colder and colder at night, and tomorrow too, so please make sure that you keep warm. Because by receiving the Kalachakra Dharma and by practicing Kalachakra, you will not accidentally die. I have seen on the television news that there have been many people in the north, over 40s, sent to the hospital. They were hospitalized because of the cold front, the cold weather, and the blood vessels shrink, and they are hospitalized. But by practicing Yamantaka Dharma, you will not have any accidental death. So Yamantaka has such Dharma power to let you avoid any accidental death. The second point, the second benefit from practicing Yamantaka so that you're not deluded. Many people, upon their death, at the moment of their death, they cannot emit the clear light radiance in their hearts. Therefore, they cannot go, or they cannot be reborn in the Pure Land and Buddha verses. That's called confusion and delusion. Because if you're confused and deluded at the moment of death, then you would be reincarnated in the sixth sleeper realm. You need to be very clear-minded and lucidly generate the clear light radiance. By practicing Yamantaka Dharma, it would let you maintain the purity of your heart mind, so that you have the clear light radiance and you can go to the Pure Lands and Buddha verses, so that you're not befuddled and confused and bewildered and be reincarnated in the 60 birth realms. And the third benefit, by receiving Yamantaka empowerment and practicing Yamantaka Dharma, then qi channels, light drops in a fire in their bodies will be open and moving smoothly.
不会让你的脉去阻塞。
So that your channels are not
因为
blocked,
脉一阻塞，
because as soon as the channels are
中
blocked,
风。
then you would have a stroke.
脉一阻塞，就会变成中风。
So
脉如果
when the
阻
channels
塞，
are blocked, then you would
精神
suffer
也
from
可能
strokes.
会异常。
And when your channels are
脉有
blocked,
阻塞，
then your mental state would be affected.
走火
When the channels are blocked, the qi will also be blocked, cannot move smoothly. And the inner
那么
fire
你的灵
too.
点也容易到各全身各个经脉。
We need to let the inner fire to move smoothly so the light drops can go to all the channels all over your body.
全身的经脉
So by practicing Kalachakra Dharma, it would open and make the channels inside your body to move smoothly.
那修大威德金刚法
So by
做
receiving
护法
Yamantaka
有
empowerment
13
and
个
practicing
大
Yamantaka
修
as your
持过
protector, would gain these three marvelous supreme
特别讲给
benefits.
大家听的就是大威德金刚法
So
有这样
today
3项的
I especially
修持
like
功
to explain these three supreme benefits of practicing Yamantaka practice.
啊，跟大家讲这个讲几个笑话吧。
Let me share a few
失
jokes.
败并不
Failures
可怕，
are
可
not
怕的是
scary.
总有人
What's
相信
scary
这句
is
话。
that people believe
有
this.
的人不是赢在起跑点，
Some
而是
people
直
don't
接
win at the
胜
starting
在
point,
终点线。
but they win at the finishing
所
line.
以说，万事开头难，
So
开了
the
头
start of
你就
everything
会
is
发现
difficult, but
后
once you
面更
start,
难。
then you will discover that it's just getting harder and harder.
爱笑的人，
Those
运
who
气
love
不会
to
太差。
laugh
因为运气太差的人
will not
笑
suffer
不出来。
from bad lucks, because people who are having bad lucks cannot
笑
laugh.
话啊，
Those are just jokes.
知道为什么自古红颜多薄命吗？
Do you know
因为
why
没有人在意丑的
beautiful
人活多
ladies
久。
live a short life? Because nobody cares about the ugly ones.
从前的车跟马是很
In the
慢，
past,
所以
the
书
carts
信
and
是很
horses are very
一
slow.
生只能够爱一个。
That's why correspondence is very slow, so we can only love
对，
one person, but they can marry many
努
wives.
力不一定是成功的，但不努力
Hard work
一
does
定
not
是很轻
necessarily
松的。
result in success, but without working hard, it's definitely relaxing.
活得比狗还累，其实
Don't
狗
keep
没有
saying
那么累。
that you live as hard, or it's harder than the dogs, because the dogs don't work that hard.
世界上99%的事都可以用钱来
In
解
the
决。
world, 99% of things can be resolved with money, and the remaining 1%, you can resolve it with even more money.
别再说自己是单身的狗，因为狗还有3妻4妾。
Don't say that you're like the dog, because the dog has many wives. I don't need to lose weight because your ugliness is not because you're overweight. The key reason for getting divorced is because you got married. In the past, being 70s is very rare, but nowadays, a 70-year-old man is a flower. The Deng Xiaoping of China got on the position at 70 and changed China. Oh, who? Yeltsin became a president at 70 and changed Russia. And Marcos changed Philippines, and Trump became president at 70 and wanted to change United States. And Confucius' father married a 17-year-old girl at 70 and gave birth to the sage Confucius. So it turns out that the opportunities for man starts at 70. So the retired ones are still young compared to that, so please work harder. Now we will do the question and answer from Lianhua Mi Zhu in Taiwan. Homage and reference to the lineage root Guru Living Buddha Liansheng. May you be healthy and safe. Let you stay long in samsara. I have a few questions. The Buddhist Sutras stated that the fire burns the forests of merits. So when we chant mantras and sutras and to offer above and to bestow below, and then we dedicate the merit, however, afterwards we lost the temper and got angry. So does it mean that the merit that has been dedicated to Grandmaster, to lineage, to the ancestors, to our parents, and to all the Dharma realms and the sentient beings, as well as our karmic creditors and ourselves, does that mean that the merit that has been dedicated is also burned away? Or does it mean that the merit dedication that has been dedicated is not burned away, but our own merit is burned away? So is there a way to save this? Yes. Don't lose any temper. Yes, the Buddhist Sutra stated that the fire burns the forest of merit. Never lose the temper. Do not get angry. If you are cross, you just say it nicely. My realm nowadays, let me tell you, I am very respectful to every human being, every person, and not just humans, all the spirits, all the living beings, including the COVID-19 virus I respect them all, including the Ghost Witch from San Francisco. I also respect her. Including everybody, the criminals, I respect them. Because all the spirits embody Buddha nature. All these beings have Buddha nature. So that my mental state, the state of my mind, there's no need to get angry. Toward everyone, you treat everyone nicely. You respect them all. Any person has their own strength and of course weaknesses too. But we just look at the strengths and just learn from their strengths and not their weaknesses or negative sides. However, we also respect all living beings, all sentient beings, because they have their functions. We can say they have their usefulness or functions because of their existence, the fact that they exist, there must be their benefits or function. We also respect the beggars. You know, as ordained monastics, we can say that we are the high-class beggars, so we have to respect them all. So I would like to recommend Lianhua Mizhi. If you don't get angry after hearing Grandmaster's words, doesn't matter whether you chant sutra, mantra, making offerings, bestowing below, or listening to the sutras, Buddha Dharma, generating a good mind, you should never lose your temper and get angry. You can dedicate the merit not to get angry. That'll be fine. The second point, I have gained spiritual union with Amitabha. And you have gained spiritual union with Amitabha, yet you still lose your temper and still get angry. Amitabha never gets angry. Grandmaster once said, if a spiritual cultivator feels heat and cold alternating, that means there are calamities. And over the past 10 years, I suffer from many bad lucks and misfortunes and being incriminated by petty people and even by higher ups who secretly stab me, and my body is also feeling warm or feeling heat and cold alternating, and there are many things affecting health and also some inexpressible feelings. And when I sleep, I would sleep over 12 hours for a long period of time. So does this mean that it's my own karma, or that my yidam is specifically arranging these illnesses to eradicate my karma? I am around 50 years old. So after gaining spiritual union with the yidam, I feel their existence in my daily lives. So when you encounter many petty people incriminating you or being secretly harmed by higher-ups, and let me tell you, it's the same for Grandmaster. It's fine. We still should be grateful to them. The more tests we encounter, the more grateful we should be. The more obstacles, obstructions, the more grateful we should be. Because when they try to cross you or incriminate against you, that's to teach you to transcend it. There are many injustice and unfairness that's teaching you to train in the endurance paramita of Bodhisattva. Don't fight for it. Not an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Don't do that. So whatever they inflict upon you, just accept them. If you're wrong, then you should correct yourself. But if you're not wrong, then you should just endure. Then this is just the right opportunity to practice Buddha Dharma. You should be grateful to Amitabha. You really should. All these misfortunes are to train you for endurance, and not only training you to endure and tolerate and be patient. Like for Grandmaster, there were many slanders and defamations on the internet. When I was young, maybe I wasn't sensible. I wrote a book about the wrathful Heruka. Then now it's too late to regret. I should have been grateful to those people because they teach you to transcend, to train in endurance and tolerance. You should be grateful to them. And I should be grateful to the Ghost Witch as well. I should also be grateful to many masters who have left us. If there's something I've done wrong, I will definitely correct myself. But if I have done nothing wrong, then I need to train to endure. That's the basics for Bodhisattva. As a Bodhisattva, you need to give, you need to endure, you need to be pure, you need to abide by the precepts, you need to meditate, and you need to generate wisdom. The 6 paramitas, the 6 perfections, and one of them is endurance. And you also need to be diligent. There is nothing to lose temper over. Please never get angry, and you need to be grateful. Everything that you suffer, you need to be grateful for it. That's the state of my mind now. It's different from before. Before I wrote the fire temper of the clay bodhisattva and the collection of the wrathfulness of the Heruka. I am very sorry to many people that I wrote about. I ask for their forgiveness. when they insult you, then you should practice the endurance paramita. That's why I have said I would never sue anybody. After I was awakened and enlightened, I said that I never want to file a lawsuit, because when you sue someone, you create suffering to other people. Why do you want to do that? You're a bodhisattva, right? Since you're a bodhisattva, all you have is endurance paramita. You should not sue other people. It's better to suffer or to lose rather than letting other people lose. This is my state of mind. It's better to let ourselves suffer losses than to let others suffer losses. The teacher said, oh, this is about Chinese characters. They all have the water radicals because they all related to water. But desert, there's no water in the desert. And get out of here. Yeah, this is only meaningful in Chinese. The husband got home and was very happy and told the wife, I saved a lot of money today because I didn't catch the bus, so I ran after the bus and I saved the money. And the wife replied, oh, that's good. Next time, why don't you run after a taxi and you would save even more money? Now we will talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra. I have talked about all the bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasakas and upasikas who came to attend. So the ordained bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, the lay practitioners, males and females, all came to attend Vimalakirti and the grand ceremony where Sakyamuni Buddha gave Dharma teachings. So at such time, the Buddha was surrounded by a large gathering of respectful attendees listening to the Dharma. For example, the king Mount Meru appeared above the ocean, securing the many precious lion thrones and covering the many participants in the assembly. So at that time, Sakyamuni Buddha was like Mount Meru. It's written in the Buddhist Sutra that the highest mountain in the small thousand world is Mount Meru. At the peak of Mount Meru, there is the Trayatrimsa heaven. And the Lord Indra, and at the middle of Mount Meru are the four heavenly kings. So Sakyamuni Buddha looked like Mount Meru. And underneath is the ocean. And the Mount Meru was 80,000 units. It's like a measurement unit in ancient India. According to the Buddhist Sutra, at the peak of Mount Meru is Trayatrimsa, heaven. At the middle of Mount Meru are the four heavenly, found the four heavens. And at the bottom there's the ocean, and there's not only one Mount Meru but many Mount Merus. In the 3,000 Great Thousand Walls there are many Mount Merus. This is mentioned in the Buddhist Sutra. So when Sakyamuni Buddha gave Dharma teaching, there were many in the assembly, including the many bodhisattvas, the many bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasakas, upasikas, the Eightfold Pantheon, all the heavenly kings and beings like Mahabrahman, Devas, surrounding Sakyamuni Buddha, and Sakyamuni Buddha was like Mount Meru, king of Mount Meru at the center. So Sakyamuni Buddha was like the king of the huge Mount Meru appearing above the ocean. So the assembly was like the ocean surrounding him. And he's seated in the precious lion throne. So Sakyamuni Buddha's precious throne has the sculpture of lion and many precious jewels as his Dharma throne. When we chant the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, there is the Sumeru Light King Buddha announced by Buddha. That's the when Sakyamuni Buddha gave teaching is in the lion throne, embellished with all gold, silver, and precious jewels. It's a very special Dharma throne of Sakyamuni Buddha. He has this very special Dharma throne. And the assembly is surrounding him. So at that moment, at that time in Vaisali, the Vaisali city, there were 500 sons of the elders. So at that time in the Vaisali city, there were 500 sons of the elders. We need to explain this. What is this? Elders, the sons of the elders. Of course, that's wrong. In the Vaisali city, there were many elders, often mentioned in the Buddhist Sutras, like the one Anathapindaka, the elder Anathapindaka. What does that mean? He's the one who especially who especially help. So the Anatta Pindaka, what does it mean? There are several meanings of that name. There are different castes or social levels in India. The Brahman, the royalties, the merchants, and then the lowest caste, which is the Sudra. There are 4 levels. So the elder is on the first caste or the first social class in order to become an elder. And secondly, if you're really, really rich, like Shido Chen, is he here today? That's his name. It's a play of words saying that you have lots of money. So if he's getting older, then he would become an elder. So elder can refer to the nobility, or second to one with lots of money, and third with the really virtuous one, the one with the great virtue, and fourthly it's to refer to the seniors or the ones, the elderlies. So these 4 are important and not the rest. Not like there has to be very precious, the generous one, or the respectful one, or then they would be called the elder. So what does this word mean? 长者子. It's actually an honorable address. Like when we address Confucius, the zi, which means like son, zi, it's just an honorific address. Or Kong Zi Lao Meng Zi. It's not the son. So this is not the sons of the elders. So this is honorific address of the elders, for the elders. How many elders do we have here? So these elders are worth our respect in True Buddha School. So we can call them the 长老子 in Chinese. So it's not the son of the elders. So 子 is an honorific address. So which means we highly respect these elders. So at that time in Vaisali city, there was an elder called Baoji, which is the name of a bodhisattva, which means that he had a treasure accumulation. And what is the treasure? Is the Buddha Dharma. So the name of this elder is called treasure accumulation. So an elder who has accumulated Dharma as his treasure. At that time in Vaisali city, there was an elder named Treasure Accumulation. And together with many other of 500 elders. In the Buddhist Sutra, 500 does not refer to exactly 500, but it means many. So when we read in the Buddhist Sutra about 500 merchants crossing the river, that means many merchants, or 500 bandits, meaning many bandits. So many respectful, elderly, virtuous, just like bodhisattvas, and we refer to them as the elders, and there were 500 of them. The husband and wife went to a restaurant, and the waitress introduced a set menu with 9 meals and 1 soup, and only $4, and I immediately ordered it. And when I saw it, I felt like it's a play of word. It's a play of word of Chinese word. It's actually Chinese chives, but it sounded like 9 dishes. In this very cold weather, and letting you sit here, I feel I hope that you wear enough warm clothing and not to catch cold. And that's all for today on Mani Beni Home.